views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello and welcome to the BronxNet studios located here on the beautiful campus of Lehman College. Each week, BronxNet's team of creative students and passionate professionals shine a light on the stories, places, people, and events throughout our community. I'm Brianna Rollaire, and I would like to welcome you to this edition of Week in Review. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Brianna Rollaire. The Bronx has been a home for many films and has spawned numerous stars. It can be adapted into any background for any story. The borough is slowly making a comeback into the industry. Reporter Veronica Guiti gives us a brief look into the history of the Bronx and film.
Suppose I told you kids you could rule the world, your own chunk of the world.
Film, the iconic expression of emotion, ideals, and culture through moving images. Throughout the decades, the world of filmmaking, from its physical appearance to the essence of what it portrays, has adapted and grown into an historical structure made of both dreams and imagination. The same can be said about the Bronx itself, a place where film has flourished in its past to now return home for the borough's cinematic future. For filmmakers, the Bronx became a hidden gem, capable of adapting to any script location, from the hustle and bustle of the urban streets to quiet suburban neighborhoods. Thomas Edison built the Edison Studio with this thought in mind.
Well, the first studio in the Bronx was established by Thomas Edison, and therefore it was called the Edison Studios. It was located on Decatur Avenue and Oliver Place, just about a block south of Bedford Park Boulevard and just about a block to the west of Southern Boulevard. And it was an attempt by Edison actually to place a studio within the boundaries of New York City, but also in an area where he could profitably use all of the surrounding area for any type of film that he would want. The Botanical Garden was practically across the street. He could use suburban settings for the housing that were around if he wanted to go urban. And people who were actors or people who worked in the movies could very easily get up there using the 3rd Avenue L, which had a stop at Bedford Park Boulevard.
Don't worry about it. We can't accept that.
I didn't give it to you. I gave it to your son. He worked for you.
That's right, my son. And I don't want my son involved in what goes on here.
Involved in what? What are you talking about?
Please, I'm not a stupid man, okay? Please, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm talking about. Just stay away from my son, okay?
As filmmaking grew into a multi-million-dollar industry, the Bronx's booming talents became key players in introducing Hollywood to the undeniable Bronx flavor.
It's made me who I am today. It's made me the strong, brave woman that I am today.
Made me tough, so I would have to say that that's one of the things that growing up in the Bronx allows you to be and teaches you to be, which is tough, which is a good thing to be in Hollywood.
As a Bronx filmmaker, I'm here because we want to have our voice and be a part of the change necessary in our community and have that input.
Whenever anybody asks me to describe myself or define myself in under 10 words, I always say the same exact thing. I just say, I'm a Jew from the Bronx.
But the Bronx is homegrown talent that has stayed here to build it.
Over time, the Bronx's connection to film was reborn. Numerous film studios are once again looking towards the borough, not only as the perfect location to showcase their motion pictures, but to create powerful, inspirational, and diverse stories waiting to be brought to life on the big screen. I grew up into filmmaking here in this atmosphere. And in fact, my very first class was at BronxNet in field production, get your hands on a camera type situation. This is where I learned the art of filmmaking.
I think being born here and knowing and understand that we are a diverse borough have either a struggle that they've had to go through, or some who have been here for generations that have kept their communities intact and thriving. So to me, it's always been about taking those things from each one of those communities and instilling it in myself.
I always recognize when I do see the Bronx, and I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the neighborhoods in the Bronx, so I think it's recognizable and unique and interesting. Just as being a Bronx filmmaker, I do think it's a good thing to kind of show the Bronx, and the Bronx is a character within itself, really.
If you're in the Bronx, shoot as much as you can in and around the borough that you live in or your neighborhood, so you can sort of see what it looks like and let other people see, because that's ultimately how you're going to promote any kind of Bronx filmmaking, letting people see the Bronx.
Alan and I are excited to officially open Silver Cup North today, and to provide more studio space to accommodate the growing needs of New York's film and television production industry. And even more so, we're excited to be opening this facility in the Bronx, which has seen an incredible resurgence, and excited to be part of the Bronx's current renaissance.
Silver Cup Studios has kept their mission alive and well. Since first opening their doors in 1983, the studio established itself as the largest independent full-service film and television production facility in the northeastern United States. The company finds a home here in the Bronx, honoring the diversity of the borough, while giving the opportunity to students to have a first hand in their careers of film and television.
When we started with this, we had a couple of new hires, and right out of the gate, we hired people from the Bronx. Part of the purpose in doing these programs with various folks is also to make certain that the diversity of cultures that we have, both in the Bronx, Queens, and what have you, everyone has an opportunity to see if this business is for them.
From the first moments Thomas Edison walked onto the sets of the Edison Studios in 1907, the Bronx became a rich and key role in the world of film. The tradition is honored today through its filmmakers, actors, producers, and creative students. For the Bronx and its people, film has created a light through the past, into the present, and towards the future.
The role of identity in Latin American art in this day and age was discussed by a panel of both established and up-and-coming Latin American artists in Hostos Community College. Reporter Arlene Makoko has the story.
What does the role of identity play in Latin art today? That was the focus of a discussion with panelists surrounded by these originals created by emerging and established artists from Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and other countries.
I didn't want to separate us by countries. Just want to unify everybody.
Housed at Hostos Community College, home of the 5th Bronx Biennial, co-curator and co-founder Alexis Mendoza addressed both the differences and ultimately the unity that can be experienced in seeing the work together under one roof.
It was beautiful to see how they engage, how they discuss the thing with us, and they say, I want to present this.
The event, moderated by John McCowie, director of the Hostos Center for the Arts and Culture, and sponsored by the Bronx Council on the Arts, seeks to dig deeper into themes such as immigration, political upheaval, and women's rights, among others, to see if there's a common thread in experiences each artist is faced with.
As you heard maybe this evening on the panel, that do we put labels of countries with the artists? I wanted to do that very much, but there was a fear, there was an idea of why are you labeling us? And so created a little bit of controversy, and I thought that would be a good theme.
Acclaimed artist from the Dominican Republic, Shirazade Garcia, who is also an art professor at the Parsons School of Design and whose work is featured here, also provided insight.
This is a start in education. If we have this, we exposure our kids in the schools, then hey, this is part of a profession. And then when you decide and you are an artist and you cannot escape this profession, then when you find a community, then those conversations get to be open.
And he's exhibited at the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Whitney Museum of American Art, to name a few. Juan Sanchez from Puerto Rico, also a professor of painting and photography at Hunter College, weighed in.
Being one of Puerto Rican descent and having an understanding as to my connection to all of Latin America, I embrace all of that. And it's part of my culture. It's a Latin American culture here in New York, in Brooklyn in particular.
An adjunct professor from Hunter College, Miguel Trellis, provided a historical look at Latin culture that not only originated from Africa, but also from Europe and another part of the world.
My work is called Chino Latino. I've been working a lot with Chinese influence, the dynastic landscapes of the Sung and the Yuan and the Ming. So for me, it's very special because it brings two people that are not thought about as being in cahoots. And I am really excited about serving as a very modest footbridge between these two great traditions.
My question was, is it a double burden to draw for beauty and for aesthetics and then drawing for a political and revolutionary message? The answer was that it was intertwined.
The topic inspired lively debate in an audience filled with both students and artists.
It is actually really important, all kinds of discussion for our community to come together, because that's why we learn from each other, how we can support each other, and how we can really fight for our beliefs and for our needs.
And Louis Steffenberg is also a co-founder and co-curator.
By having a discussion of theoretical elements of the nature of what we are doing in art is a way for better development.
The Longwood Gallery is open every day of the week except for Wednesday and Saturday. The hours are from 12 to 5, and this fifth biennial will be showing through December 7th. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
The BWF, or Bronx Wrestling Federation, is celebrating 6 years of being an all-inclusive wrestling organization that brings the community together. Let's take a look.
The Bronx may be home to many popular musicians, but also the home to internationals, luchadores. With over 7 countries represented, Francisco Segundo is the founder of Bronx Wrestling Federation.
Me siento bien porque la asistencia ha sido masiva, un apoyo rotundo de toda la fanaticada amante de la lucha libre que han venido hoy.
Comic book stores come alive as cooks, construction workers, and security guards rip their uniforms and proudly dress themselves as Bronx luchadores.
Well, it's exciting times, and BWF has always ran. Never missed a show in 6 years. Once a month, every first Saturday, never missed. So being here at the 6th anniversary is really big. You know what also makes it special? That I am the World Heavyweight Champion for 365 days. Take a look at it, people. It's not going anywhere.
Although there's a common misconception of wrestlers being a men's-only activity, women also take the ring. MJ Jenkins shows otherwise.
I'm super excited. This is the 6th anniversary, and MJ Jenkins, the very best New York City has to offer, is here. So I'm super excited. The fans are here. They're going crazy. They're ready to see our matches. So I'm just going to put on a great show for them and just do it MJ trifecta style.
Wrestling is a confidence builder when you have a victorious win like Johnny Malloy.
There is no cheating in wrestling. There are losers, which I'm not, and there are winners, which I am.
To most, wrestling is a hardcore activity that can be senseless. But to the wrestlers in the Bronx Wrestling Federation, it's a way to escape fights in society that are quite unbeatable.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did. It's totally true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on a sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Hello and welcome back to the Week in Review. If you missed any part of the show, be sure to check out all these stories on BronxNet.org and Files Channel 33 or Cablevision Channel 67. The 2016 Pumpkin Smash event at Lehman College is back for the third year. Lehman partnered with the New York City Compost to bring this exciting day of pumpkin smashing back to the students and staff. Reporter Lindsay Violet has the story.
Lehman College partnered up with the New York City Compost for the third annual Pumpkin Smash event. The event, led by the New York City Compost Project, included the New York City Botanical Garden, the Nutritional Club, along with students all eager to smash pumpkins.
We have this event to increase awareness of methods of composting and, green ways to kind of incorporate into your everyday life.
Compost is not something that's so well known, so when students see us here representing the Compost Project, they get excited and they want to be a part of it, and it gives them new skills, especially for building a more sustainable world.
The Lehman community had the chance to enjoy the event while being exposed to healthy and nutritional snacks. For some students, pumpkin smashing was an experience and a way to release stress.
It's a great way to get rid of all the stress of studying, and just kind of a nice way to welcome in fall too. It's kind of relieving to see it all just smashed, and it's really great.
Composting gives people a chance to come together and give back to the community. For more information about the New York City Compost Project, visit nybg.org/compost. I'm Lindsay Violet, reporting for BronxNet.
The International Puerto Rican Film Festival brought together directors, producers, and actors to share their love for film. Award-winning actress Lauren Velez was honored at the festival, and BronxNet was there to give you an inside look into the festival. Let's take a look.
The International Puerto Rican Heritage Film Festival, there was a stage full of directors, producers, and actors who acted their parts just right and honored award-winning actress Lauren Velez. The lead actor, director, and writer of the independent film Adrift, starring Lauren Velez, shared their excitement on the film showcase.
Excited for people to finally see the film. I'm the writer-director of the film, and he's one of the actors and one of my co-producers on the project, so Just excited for
Yeah.
people to finally see the project.
And also to finally bring it to the big screen and share the experience with everybody. It's going to be fantastic.
Lauren Veloz was honored at the International Puerto Rican Film Festival because of her unconditional support to independent filmmakers. Veloz sends a message to aspiring Latino actors.
Make your own stuff. You know, people are always complaining that there's not enough. This is the conversation we're having. There's not enough stuff, there's not enough roles. Create them. Make them yourself. That's one of the things I'm proudest about with this movie. That, you know, we cast it, we produced it, we made a movie. And I think it's not easy, but it is the most rewarding thing in the world. And I think that's it across the board. If you really want something, create it for yourself, manifest it, and see it para adelante.
Getting an opportunity in the film industry can be quite a challenge, but with the wisdom of actor, producer, and director Alfredo Huereca, anything is possible.
El cine ha sido difícil siempre para el latino, incluso desde antes, ¿no? Nos siguen catalogando como nada más como el taxista, como el drug dealer, todos esos personajes, el superintendente, ¿no? Entonces mi consejo es para todos los que están empezando es hacer su trabajo, no dejarse vencer, no dejarse encajonar y producir su trabajo y seguir adelante. Do not take no for an answer.
The film festival not only showcases the creativity skills of Latin American culture through its filmmakers, but presents the message that when it comes to telling your story on the big screen, your dreams are truly valid.
The 12th annual Make the Grade Foundation Gala honored many community leaders who make it their business to help high school kids be successful. Among the honorees, our very own Dr. Bob Lee. Let's take a look.
The City Council's Art and Music Award from the 12th District, I represent the 12th, to Dr. Bob Lee, which gives a history of the good doctor.
A+ was the only score in the room, filled with corporate A-listers and community leaders coming out for the 12th annual Make the Grade Foundation Gala at Terrace on the Park.
We want to make sure that our young people can see a future ahead at different companies like UPS and other sponsors that he might have.
That's what Making the Grade is all about. With a presence citywide, Frederick Douglass Academy, located in Harlem, is a school. Founder of Make the Grade, Dr. Bob Lee of WBLS WLIB, chose to install a radio station to give students hands-on experience and leadership skills.
I would like to do culinary arts. I would like to attend ICE, International Culinary Education College.
The goal is to be a businessman, an investor.
The evening, packed with fun and entertainment, was also about giving students an academic edge.
Students, I want to ask a simple question. What do you want to do when you graduate? And if you get it on and pop it, you get it percolating, and start thinking about it, maybe 9 times out of 10 they will follow their dreams.
If you believe that you can do it, you can do it. Don't be discouraged. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, and go that extra mile.
Honorees of the evening included Rod Ivey, father of former NBA player and current assistant coach for the Oklahoma City Thunder's Royal Ivey, and New York City committeewoman of the 29th Assembly District and founder of You Can Go to College, Teresa Clark.
And we started prepping the students for the SATs. The SAT scores were soaring to the point where their GPA was already great.
These basketball wishes and dreams are hard to come by, and even if you do make it, the career's short. So you need a backup plan.
Also there, New York City Councilman Andy King, who announced a $25,000 grant to be awarded to Evander Childs High School for a new radio station.
I applaud Dr. Bob Lee. You know, I had the privilege of meeting him 10 years ago on the set of Open, and ever since then we've been great friends.
Well, you heard it here first. Make the Grade is coming to the Bronx in the form of a state-of-the-art studio at Evander Childs High School, thanks to City Councilman King. If you'd like more information, you can go to makethegrade.org. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
The TCS New York City Marathon brought together runners from all over the world, as well as supporters. The marathon passed through a small part of the Bronx, and people and organizations came out to welcome and encourage them as they ran past our borough.
It's another year of TCS New York City Marathon.
This time around, over 137 countries have participated. Families and friends of runners also came out to support the runners and the event, and they made signs to prove it.
I'm here to support my sister, bib number 59181. We're all here to support me and my whole family, and to shout everybody else out that's doing this run today. My sign? Well, when you run, sometimes you let out a little bit, so just want to keep everybody smiling.
Liz Rapuano and her fiance are all running in the marathon, second time.
It's great, we're actually on our way over. We're going to go and meet them at Central Park and see the end of the race. And, for all the runners out here, it's an incredible accomplishment what they're doing as individuals, but each one of them has chosen a cause that they believe in to help others, which is actually the greatest thing. The runners need a little distraction and a little humor, so this was one of the signs we came up with.
Just to keep them going.
Just to keep them going. And then, of course, this one, which is apolitical, not political at all, if you think about it. So we made this one in honor of the election, because everybody should be running away scared.
As the runners continue to take their strides to the finish line, they were entertained by drummers and WTB music records to get them moving.
And we're encouraging everyone out here to keep running and let them know when they come through the South Bronx, we'll welcome them each and every city, country, all around the world. That when you come through here, you're welcome, and we encourage you to finish.
And we're here celebrating all the New York City marathon runners.
We want them to remember the South Bronx. And the best way to remember the South Bronx is with the best music.
This year's TCS New York City Marathon had a record number of 51,388 finishers, making it the new mark as the largest marathon in the world. Stay tuned as we gear up for next year. For BronxNet, this is Katie Loy Knight.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. If you missed any of today's stories, we encourage you to tune in for Open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m., as well as visit us on the web at BronxNet.org. This is Brianna Roller reminding you to stay connected through our channels here on BronxNet.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.